Well, RDA family, this is a bit of a different video for me, but I'm just going to be real with you guys. You've seen the heading, RDA closing down in 2 months. So this is a question. There's a question mark at the end because based on how the people respond is really going to determine if we do close down in 2 months. Now, I've actually attached the profit loss statement to the article. So if you follow the link in the description, you can see exactly why I'm having to make this decision. Now, if you guys have noticed over the last 3 years or 2.5 years, RDA has done really great things. The team, the staff, we have probably personally responded to 20,000 people in email. We've probably answered, and I could get the figures, thousands and thousands of phone calls. We are the only activist organization I know of that have handled this from an organization perspective and actually offered these services and been able to respond to people and things like that. But having those services costs a lot of money. And I didn't even know that, by the way. Like, I'm still on some tax payment plans and GST and, even the legal fund donations all got taxed and GST'd, as if they were a merchandise item. Probably I made a mistake with that. I don't know. One year we paid out $461,000 in wages. And I'm so happy to have been able to support those people so they weren't mandated. I'm so happy to have been able to do the things that we've done. But, things change, people change, needs change. And I'm having to make this decision because we're going to go bankrupt and then it's going to affect me. And that's not really fair. I've already been working, 12 hours a day for the last 3 years and paying myself $500 a week, along with all the stress of being cancelled and attacked by regulatory bodies, government bodies, and even though we're running as a non-for-profit, we get treated like a proper business. So we have all the tax, the GST, and then with employees, you've got superannuation and it's just, the red tape of running an organization is just crazy. So I've got the stress of the actual job, which is being a freedom fighter has its own problems, trolls and things like that. But now I've got the financial stress as well. And that's just too much for a girl to handle. So the reason I'm opening up to you is because there is a chance to save RDA, I guess you could say. And I'm putting this question out to the audience, and I'm totally fine with any answer that comes. I'm not sad about this. It just is what it is. We have to change and evolve. Now, we do have services, paid services that you can benefit from right away. And if enough people get these things, I'm going to know that we're going to have to stay open somehow. So there's the business directory, which is really, people are making a lot of business from that. You only need one sale. If you have a small business, consider getting a directory listing. But secondly, we've got RDA Connect, which is an app on your phone and also on the desktop. Now, it's really clunky, okay, because we're not Facebook, but you can create your own group and you can create your own events, and they actually come up on the RDA main website, the events page, which gets a lot of views, by the way, that events page. So if 10,000 people signed up for that, that would basically solve all of my problems, my money problems. But also you can connect with local people on that app. You've got a profile where you can put in your age, your location, like your city, whether you have children, whether you're homeschooling, and you can actually search for people based on that criteria. So you can meet homeschoolers in your town on that app. It's really incredible, but it is clunky. But if you give it the patience that it deserves, then you will definitely get value from it, and it will help to keep RDA alive. Now, the other option is that people don't need RDA as much anymore, and that is absolutely fine. We were there for Australia when Australia really needed it. The community groups that we started and the connections that we made, they're going to last a lifetime. And the people that were involved in those groups back in the day when we used to have to hide under bushes have gone off and joined other groups and created other groups. And, it was exactly the right thing at exactly the right time. But even if we don't get the answer that we want, which is that you do still want us to stay around, I'm not going anywhere, okay? I'm still going to keep posting. I'm still going to keep sending emails. RDA presence is not going anywhere, but there won't be any services. And these posting and the initiatives will be very sporadic, and we won't be able to do any fancy initiatives, or we probably will have to sell the truck as well, and we won't be able to put new banners on the truck and things like that. The admin box will be closed and the phone number will be closed, and I just won't be able to help spread the word as much. And the new tools that we come up with, like at the moment on the website, you can actually search for any MP in Australia. You can search in your area and find all the MPs that that represent you, and you can email them or go to their Facebook or anything. There's nothing like that in the whole of Australia. And these things cost a lot of money. The app maintenance, the website maintenance, it's just too much for us to handle at this point in time. I'm not necessarily sad because, I've learnt so much, and I have Reignite Freedom, which is a global organization, and I'm traveling Europe soon on my own money because I still believe that if I keep doing what I feel is right in my heart, somewhere along the line, God will look after me. So I'm happy to spend the last of my savings on that, because what I've learnt creating community groups in Australia, it's going to really help me to do the same thing for Europe. And I'm going to travel around Europe and, create events, and then help them to create a communication structure. And then I'm going to move on. So I'm really excited to share what I've learned. And I'm really glad that Australia helped me to learn that. And I'm glad, so glad for all of your support. But ideally, in an ideal situation, 10,000 people would sign up for RDA Connect. 500 people would get a business directory listing, and that would be my sign. Or you can just straight out donate. Or if you've got, an inheritance and you're older and you don't know what you're going to do with it, why not support us? If we don't get an answer in the next 2 months, I'm going to have to close all the services with RDA. I'll keep the business directory open. I'll keep the tools that are already there open, but there'll just be nothing new coming out of it, because I'm going to go bankrupt if I don't. Like, you can see the profit loss. You can see what I'm talking about. I have 2 months left in me, and then that's it. But just know that if we haven't helped you in the past and you don't think we can help someone in the future, then don't support me. Don't support RDA, okay? But if you think we can, then support RDA. $5 a month, $10 a month, whatever it may be. But yeah, so I'm putting the question to you, and I will not be offended by the answer. And I have a lot of my own stuff to do. My book is coming out in September. I've got my court cases, so I've got a lot of stuff to do, and I do not need to deal with bankruptcy on top of that. So I'm just putting it all out on the table. It's up to you guys, and it doesn't matter either way. I am still going to be here, and we're still going to be kicking strong. See you guys.